RØKKR team here with us. We have Asim, we have Assault, and Silly. Thanks, guys, for joining this press conference. And to kick things off while the media are getting their questions ready, since we're getting ready to go into playoffs, why don't you share a little bit about how you're feeling? With us? We have Asim. The match is just around the corner. Would love to hear your thoughts. Thanks, guys, for joining this press conference. And to kick things off while the media are getting their questions ready, since we're getting ready to go into play.
The best we have all year in practice, so I mean, we're excited to show our talents this weekend.
Yeah, I definitely agree with Adam on that front. Statistically, in practice, we're the best we have been all year. A lot of things that I was consistently seeing us do wrong, we've kind of patched up. And I feel like we've gotten better at all three game modes across the board.
I'm just really excited to showcase like Exceed with the new roster we got going on, because I know a lot of people didn't really agree with the roster move, so I'm just ready to shock the world.
Yinsu, feel free to come off mute and ask your question.
This question is for everybody. You guys haven't had the best record against New York. So what's your game plan this time around to make sure that you do come away with a win?
What is their record against them? Isn't it only 0-1? We only played them once, haven't we?
Is it 0-1 or 0-2?
I think it's only 0-1. I mean, we're not really we're gonna game plan for them, obviously, but we're not gonna, go too in depth with trying to, just counter their play style. We're gonna play our game. We're just gonna do what we've been doing in practice.
And our record against any good team in the past few events is not going to be good, but that's pretty much why we try to rehaul everything and rehaul our entire play style, and obviously added a new player to the lineup. We'll be more prepared for them than we have been for any team all year.
I feel like for New York, we have only played them once, and that was with our old team. So I think this time around, we're just going to be playing with our strengths and not playing along their strengths. I think if we just come up with our game, then we'll come around with the dub.
Jack, feel free to come off mute and ask your question.
More for Assault and Silly. So it's now been 2 years since your success at the 2018 World Championships. How do you feel that will fare you for this year? Do you feel like that'll give you the experience to make it over the line this year?
Can you repeat that? Your mic's a little low for us.
Yeah, you're a little bit low.
Sorry about that. I think poor connection, but I'll try again. This is for Assault and Silly. How do you feel that your success at the 2018 World Championships will fare for you this year? Do you feel like that'll give you the experience to make it over the line?
Take that one.
Take it? All right. I mean, today marks exactly 2 years since we've won. I've seen some pictures today that kind of just motivated me to want to win again. Our experience in getting through a gauntlet bracket like that is definitely going to help us. And I was looking at the stats from World War II champs, and technically our seed is better, and we technically have a higher chance of winning this year than we did then. So it definitely keeps me motivated and really makes me think we can take this one as well.
Great, thank you. Yinsu or Jack, do you have any follow-up questions? Great, thanks, Jack. Feel free to ask yours.
Yeah, brilliant. Now this one's more for Asim. Unlike your two teammates here, you're in search of your first major win since CWL Fort Worth Open back with FaZe Clan in 2019. How much would it mean for you to win this year, or will the excitement for this year spill over to nerves at all?
Yeah, I'm super excited. I'm looking forward to my first win. I feel like I've come close many times this year, especially over last year, and I feel like winning champs is like the best thing to win. So I think if there was any tournament I'd choose to win this year, it'd definitely be champs. So I'm super excited.
Yinsu, feel free to ask your question.
as well. Just now in the introduction sort of segment, you briefly touched on the fact you're looking forward to proving yourself to everyone. So what can we expect from you in playoffs?
Yeah, I think leading up to this year, I wasn't a very established professional, so I was really looking this year to prove myself to everyone. I think with how our new team's been playing, it's really helped me a lot with being explosive and just being able to take over maps. So I hopefully at champs I can start taking over series and try to play as explosive as I know I can.
Any additional questions from our media? Great, go ahead, Jack, feel free.
You touched on the roster change between Exceed and GodRx, and many have only caught glimpses of Exceed's gameplay from back in Black Ops 4 at Sicario. How different is Exceed from GodRx, and what does he add differently to the team than GodRx did?
I mean, I think between Exceed and GodRx, they're two completely different players. Exceed plays like a very fast, like sub-oriented role in drones, or GodRx is more of a slower AR player. So that's kind of what we're always lacking in our team, just pace. So just bringing Exceed in helps a lot, and he's going to showcase it this weekend.
Yeah, I think with the speed on our team, I felt like with GutterX, like we just had way too many AR-oriented role players on our team, and I feel like we might have been like one of the slower teams in CDL. So with Exceed, he's brought on a lot of speed, and that's like what he's specialized in. So I think to answer your question, like I think his speed is what he brings most to the team, and I think that's really helped us a lot.
And so I see you have another question. Feel free to come off mute and ask.
You guys spoke about how you're having, the best practice you've had this whole season. So in your experience, how much does that translate to officials? And have you had a chance to practice against New York at all?
So going into a tournament, most of the Call of Duty teams, they really don't practice against the team they play first round. It's just always been a thing. So we haven't played them anytime recent. As far as practice transitioning over, I feel like our big issue before was playing a bit different in tournaments. So, even if our practice is going great, it doesn't always mean it's going to transition over, but this is the most confident I have been that it's going to.
Feel free to ask your question, Jack.
You've got a mix of experienced and inexperienced players on the roster at the moment. How much will the mentality of each individual play a part for you guys? Will you see Exceed and mainly Exceed crumble under the pressure maybe, or are you all bedded in as a team well?
I mean, just for the Exceed part, I don't see him crumbling under pressure. I teamed with him last year. I was the open bracket, so I mean, I've seen what he can do. I know his potential, so I'm not worried about him crumbling under pressure or anything like that. I know he's going to perform.
Oh, and to answer your like focus up and stay confident question, like I think like in terms of the preparation for world champs, I think Assault and Silly has really helped us like up the tempo and really help us focus up in ways that like us younger players like me, Alex, and Exceed don't really know how to like little things in practice and the hours of work that we put in every day. They really focus on making sure that we polish our game so that we transition it over to the official games.
Great. Feel free to ask your follow-up, Jack.
This is probably my final question now. It's just nice and generic. How far do you think you guys can go at the World Champs? Do you think you can win it?
I absolutely think we can win it. We're kind of seeing glimpses of our EG team. Right before champs, we were winning a lot of our scrims. We were blowing teams out in map count and scrims. Feeling really confident, most confident we felt all year. Even more confident than we were when we were doing well on land. I think it's anybody's game, especially with the online switch. Any team can win it, and I think it's going to be us.
I think without how well our practice has been going, I feel like the minimum we can go is at least top 4. I think when it gets to the top 4, it just comes down to minor things to win the map. So I think if we can clutch up in the top 4s, we can easily win this tournament. But I think right now we're looking really good. I honestly don't expect anything less than a top 4. So I'm really looking forward to playing those top 4 teams to try to win champs.
Great. Thank you, media. Thank you, Asim and Assault and Silly. Any final thoughts you'd like to leave the group with?
Anything? You got anything? Just thanks for stopping by, asking us some questions. You know, super excited to do this. It's really cool to do for the first time, and thanks for having us.
Wonderful. Thank you all. That concludes today's press conference. Best of luck to the guys as they head into their competition tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.